I missed the violence of the game.
Yeah.
You know, I missed that, like, that energy. It is what it is. It's the energy that you gain from like that many people focused on you and screaming for you and rooting and cheering for you. It just was like, man, it was like it all hit me at once. Like, oh damn, I can't go back now. It's done. You know, that's over.
It's a chapter.
So I like kind of fell into like a sort of depression. And then it was, you know, I battle with anxiety and depression anyways, you know, and then it was overwhelming. So I just was like, all right, I focused on like getting back out into the woods and getting back, you know, I had some elk hunts coming up. So I went back to the backcountry. It was good for me, but I was unsuccessful in those hunts. You know what I mean? So it was like, it kind of piled onto it. It helped in a lot of ways, just being out there.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time leaving somewhere and not finishing a job.
Felt like a failure.
You know what I mean? So it felt like I failed, and I was like, man, I'm just failing. Because my first year I was like, every time I went out, it was like luck was on my side. I was sending arrows and making shit happen.
Yeah.
And then this fall was just different, man. It just things weren't working out. You know, it just wasn't happening. And that's hunting though. You know what I mean? That's just the way hunting goes. It's like, you know, whatever you expect to happen out there, usually if you go out there with expectations, you're usually going to get, you know, shit on. Those expectations are going to get shit on real quick. It's like, this should, you know, I was in a really good unit in New Mexico thinking like, I'm going to kill a giant now. Like, let's go. And 7 days and 89 miles later, I was leaving with nothing, you know, didn't even draw my bow, which was like incredible to me. So I just was like, you know what, man, like I gotta, there was things I just was like, I need to like refocus my energies here and figure out how to, like, I can't just disappear. Cause to me, running off to the backcountry, you're just running from it. Then,
checking out.
It's like, you're just checking out and you're not really addressing the issue. So I just started doing daily things, right? So I started doing gratitude lists, like write 3 things I'm grateful for down. Cause you know, I have everything I could ever want and I ever dreamed of. So it's like, what am I what am I bitching for? Like, why am I so sad? Like, what the fuck is there to be sad about, you know? And I think as men, we're supposed to have something, like we have to be conquering, or some kind of battle
purpose
has to be happening, you know, and the purposeful, it's like, oh, I'm just retired now. Like, I don't do anything. Like, what do I do? You know, what am I now? Like, cause I guess that's like your identity as a football player, you know? So now it's like, what's my identity now? Okay. So let me focus on being the best husband, the best father, you know, the best hunter, the best friend. I focus on those things. Right. And that's been really good for me. I've been doing a lot of grappling as well, and sparring and striking and stuff like that. And some jujitsu and that stuff. It helps me with cause I need that like physical violence, you know?
Yeah.
And that's really helped as well. So those are the things that I've been doing, but those dark, some days I wake up and it sucks. Like, I'm like, man, this sucks. Like, I don't like the way I feel right now. So I just immediately do something to fix that, you know? So, like, cause the same part of your brain that feels anxiety is the same part that feels gratitude. So if you can flip that switch to a gratitude way of thinking, then it usually helps.
Oh, and there's so much.
It's nice because it's gotten to the point now where I just even, like, sometimes I don't have to write it down. I just think about 3 things, and it could be the smallest things. I'm grateful for a full night's sleep, grateful for, you know, a warm bed, grateful for healthy kids, grateful for a hot cup of coffee. Like, things like that they will flip your whole mentality right away in the morning. And you do that in the morning, and then it leads into the rest of your day.